My birthday was a couple of days ago, and I haven't spoken to him since. I'm heartbroken about this. I was walking home with my boyfriend, and we passed a group of homeless people. One of them said, "Here you go, miss you, since you're the first woman who walked by," and gave me a flower. It was around 10 p.m. and my birthday was at midnight, so it kind of felt special to me. I said thank you so much and kept walking. My BF didn't say anything, so I didn't think anything was wrong. I took my phone to take a video of the flower and tell my friend what just happened, and he tried taking my phone. I was laughing and asked what he's doing and didn't answer, just kept walking next to me. He looked a little annoyed, but I still wanted to get a video with the flower, so I pulled my phone out again. This time, he hit my hand really hard and made me drop my phone on the concrete. My phone screen is completely broken. Luckily, it's the screen protector, but still, it's all shattered. I screamed, "Why did you do that?" And he took my flower and threw it on the road. He said that's what I get for embarrassing him like that. I was tearing up because 1. He broke my phone, 2. He threw my flower away. 3. I couldn't understand what I did wrong. He made me delete the video with the flower in front of him, and we walked in silence the rest of the time. At home, I blew up at him. I was crying, screaming, asking him why he did that. Literally an hour before my birthday. He said, "How would you feel if a girl just came up to me in front of you to give me a flower?" I said, "If it were the same homeless woman that you see almost every day when you walk in your neighborhood, I wouldn't mind." We have walked by this specific man plenty of times. He called me a liar, then said I was manipulative to try to invalidate his feelings when I was blandly disrespecting him in front of other men. I don't understand how it's disrespectful. I wasn't even going to keep the damn thing. It was a dead flower. I just thought it was cool because that had never happened to me, especially 2 hours before my birthday. He said a bunch of stuff, basically that I was an attention whore. I was sobbing. It was already my birthday and I felt like shit. We went to sleep without talking, and the next morning he was gone. I had a brunch with my friends, so I had my mind distracted for a couple of hours, but it was still in the back of my mind. I still don't know who's 100% in the wrong here. Maybe I shouldn't have accepted the flower, but I honestly saw it as an innocent thing. He still won't talk to me. Even his siblings wished me a happy birthday, but he hasn't yet. I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose my boyfriend over a flower. Relevant comments. Opie responds to multiple comments on the fact her boyfriend is being abusive. Opie: "Okay, this is honestly scaring me. I just cannot imagine him do those things to me. But I honestly am taking what you're saying in consideration and am going to think about this entire relationship. I know it's ridiculous to me, especially because we've walked past this guy so many times before. And the flower was literally half dead, lol. I'm definitely considering breaking up with him. I just wanted someone to tell me where I was wrong. Thank you so much. I know, this honestly hurt me more than my phone being broken. He had never called me names, ever. He also said I was a whore just like my other little friends. Maybe he was just in the heat of the moment because he was really angry, but I can't stop thinking about that." Commenter: "Why are 2 children out alone at night?" Opie: "We're 22. Commenter: "Yes, you do want to lose your boyfriend over a flower. There will not be a better excuse for you to separate yourself from this insecure maniac." Update 1. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for all the help. I broke up with him. To be honest, I still love him, and I'm trying to cut all communication because I know that if he contacts me again, I'll most likely go back. I literally made a list of all the reasons why he sucks, and I try to read it every time I want to text him, lol. Here's the update. He surprised me with my favorite flowers and a letter. He wished me happy birthday and apologized for his reaction. He said he was being immature and it won't happen again. He said we should work on communicating each other's boundaries better. He also apologized for ghosting me for a few days. He said he just needed some time to cool down. Not going to lie, I just wanted my boyfriend back. So I accepted the apology under the condition that he will never do anything like that again. He swore on his life that he'll never make me cry ever again. I genuinely saw a shift in his personality. He was even better than when I first fell for him. Like one time, we were cuddling and talking about our relationship. He literally started crying while professing his love to me. He said that he knows that sometimes he gets frustrated over little things, but it's because he loves me so much and he's terrified to lose me. He shared so many things about his past. He had never opened up to me before. So it really felt like the relationship grew stronger. We went to the beach as a little birthday celebration for me with his friends. We were 6 in total, and I was the only girl. 2 other girls were supposed to come too, but they had work. I didn't know that until I asked one of the guys, and he told me. Long story short, he got mad at me for wearing a bikini. He was like, "WTF, do I look like having my girl walk around half naked like a hoe in front everyone?" I reminded him that we're at the beach and a lot of people wear bikinis at the beach. He He said that it's different because I'm the only girl here with 5 guys, and it makes me look bad. I said I didn't care and went back to everyone. After a little while, he pulled me to the side again. He called me names, said that one of his friends obviously wants to fuck me, but I'm too fucking dumb to see it. He said he overheard him. I don't think this is true, but ick. He was very angry, but also he had been drinking, so it could explain his irrationalness. I started crying, then went home because I didn't want people to see me like that. He was being so weird. I don't know why he was being aggressive all of a sudden. Like before the flower incident, he had never used that kind of language with me, especially in public. He came over that night to talk about what happened. I was so hurt. I honestly thought we had grown closer. We both explained our side of the situation. I told him I wasn't trying to get anyone's attention by wearing a bikini, and I can kind of understand his point of view. BC was a little uncomfortable too, being the only girl there. He said I could have put my clothes back on, but I had Tio stay in a bikini. He said I looked like a hoe waiting to get fudged when I was laying on my stomach tanning. I can't really remember what he said after that. I was just so hurt. We were going in circles, so we decided to just go to bed. He then tried to initiate cuddles, which just pissed me off. I said no every time. I heard him say something about me being an annoying ass bitch under his breath, and that was the last straw. I kicked him out and broke up with him. It wasn't easy. He was crying and screaming the whole time. He even punched a wall in my room. I was terrified. I never thought he could do that. We had never fought like that before. He finally left when I dialed 911 and threatened to call. I don't know why I still love him so much. I understand his reactions, knowing his past and what he's been through, and it's a lot, trust me. I know it's not an excuse, but it's still an explanation, right? Anyway, it's over now. Half of my stuff is still at his house. I don't even want to think about it right now. He's blocked. I'm really trying to villainize him in my mind so I can move on. But it's hard when all I can think of is the amazing moments we shared. Like how he was crying in my arms telling me he loves me more than life. The day he asked me to be his girlfriend, or the day he gave me a promise ring. Maybe I did go wrong somewhere. It's just so crazy to think that all of this could have been avoided if I hadn't accepted the flower. Also, I am very aware that I'm dumb for thinking that he could change so quick. I just wanted my boyfriend back. Thank you again, everyone, for the advice. Relevant comments. Commenter. You are wrong in the kind of person he is. He's an abusive piece of garbage. He'll manipulate you and say whatever he feels he needs to say to get you to stay, but in reality, he does not care about you. No, his past isn't an explanation nor an excuse either. He's just a bad person. OP, I don't know why he started acting like that. I can assure you he wasn't like this before it started 2 weeks ago. I don't know why. Sad face. Commenter. You did the right thing and I am proud of you. He is violent and abusive, and you simply cannot afford to go back. All those special moments, the crying in your arms, the declarations of love, that was him convincing not only you but himself. Why? Because he wants your forgiveness, sure. But what he really wants is to confuse you and convince you both he's not capable of abuse. But that's a lie. And now you see the lie. Update 2. So, after the whole beach fiasco and me kicking him out, I really thought I was done. I blocked him, tried to keep my distance. But of course, things aren't that simple when half of your stuff is still at your ex's place. I finally mustered up the courage to go get my stuff. I brought my friend Emily with me, because no way was I going alone after how he acted last time. We showed up at his place, and everything seemed normal, too normal. Like, almost creepy normal. He greeted us at the door, all smiles, like he hadn't just screamed at me days earlier. He even offered us drinks. I declined, obviously. Emily looked at me like, is this dude for real? Anyway, I asked him if I could grab my stuff and go, but he said he had something important to tell me first. I was like, dude, I don't care. Just give me my things. But he kept insisting, so I was like, fine, get it over with so I can leave. Then he drops this bombshell. Apparently, he's been going to therapy. He claimed that all his issues were coming from some deep-rooted insecurities that he never dealt with. He was all like, I realized I was taking everything out on you because I'm scared of losing you. I was just standing there, completely stunned. This was the first time he ever mentioned going to therapy, and honestly, I didn't know whether to be relieved or pissed off. Like, was he really trying to change? Or was this just another one of his manipulative tactics? He even tried to hand me this apology letter that he wrote, saying how much he regrets everything. I didn't take it. I wasn't there for his redemption arc. I was there to get my stuff and leave. I told him, good for you, but it doesn't change anything. And then this is where it gets even crazier. He says, wait, before you go, I have something else for you, and pulls out this box. I was expecting him to try to give me back the promise ring or something, but no. Inside the box, it was the same type of flower the homeless guy gave me. dead. Like, dude legit kept it. At this point, I couldn't tell if this was some weird joke or if he'd finally lost it. I looked at Emily, and she was just as creeped out as I was. I told him to keep his flower and started grabbing my stuff. He tried to stop me, saying he wanted to start over, but I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Emily stepped in and told him to back off, and we got out of there as fast as we could. Here's the kicker, though. Later that night, I got a text from a random number, because I guess he's blocked everywhere else. It was a picture of the flower in his hand with the caption, "This could have been us." I'm not gonna lie, it freaked me out. I thought he was done being crazy, but apparently that's just his new normal now. I didn't respond, obviously, but now I'm even more paranoid that he might show up at my place or something. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, still trying to move on, but also wondering what the hell kind of horror movie my life has turned into. I feel like I'm stuck in this loop where every time I think it's over, he pulls me back in with his nonsense. I guess I'm just hoping that by the next update, I'll have finally gotten away from all of this for good. Relevant comments commenter. He's a walking red flag. Him keeping that dead flower is beyond creepy. Please be careful. OP, trust me, I'm creeped out too. I've already told my landlord to change the locks just in case, but I really hope it doesn't come to that. Commenter. Don't second guess yourself. You've seen who he really is, and it's not someone you want in your life. Keep him blocked and stay strong. OP, thank you. I'm trying. It's just hard when I keep remembering the good times. But I know you're right. I'll stay strong. Commenter. The therapy thing could be true, but it doesn't change how he treated you. You did the right thing by leaving. OP, I agree. I just wish it didn't have to be like this. But yeah, I know it's the right decision. Update 3. So, I thought I was done updating, but life had other plans. After the whole creepy flower text, I tried to put it behind me. I focused on work, hung out with friends, and did everything to keep my mind off of him. I even blocked that random number he texted from. Things were starting to feel normal again, and for a moment, I genuinely believed I was free of him. But of course, that peace didn't last long. About a week later, I was out grocery shopping, just trying to live my life, when I noticed someone following me. At first, I thought I was being paranoid. I mean, after everything, who wouldn't be? But every time I turned down an aisle, this guy would show up a few seconds later. My heart started racing, and I tried to tell myself it was just a coincidence, but then I saw him. It was one of my ex's friends from the beach trip. Now, this guy had always been a little off to me. He was the quiet, brooding type who never really spoke unless spoken to, and even then, his answers were super short and weird. But seeing him there, obviously tailing me, was a whole new level of unsettling. I debated whether to confront him or just get out of there as fast as possible. Spoiler, I chose the latter. I grabbed what I needed and practically sprinted to the self-checkout. As I was scanning my stuff, I glanced over my shoulder and saw him, just standing there, staring at me from the end of the aisle. It was like something out of a horror movie. I quickly finished up, paid, and bolted to my car. I threw my groceries in the back seat and locked the doors. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely get the key in the ignition. Just as I started to pull out of the parking lot, I saw him walking towards my car. No joke, I almost had a panic attack right there, but I managed to drive off before he could get too close. I didn't stop until I was at a friend's place on the other side of town. That night, I got another text from a different random number. This time, it was just one word, soon. I immediately called my friend Emily, who convinced me to file a restraining order. So, the next day, I went to the police station. The whole process was exhausting, but honestly, I just wanted something on record in case things escalated. The police took my statement and told me they'd follow up if anything else happened, but I could tell they didn't take it seriously. It was like they thought I was just some overdramatic girl who got spooked by an ex. But here's the thing, my ex hasn't even tried contacting me since that last text. It's like he's been silent, but his presence is everywhere. I've seen his car parked near my work a couple of times, and one of my neighbors mentioned seeing someone matching his description hanging around my apartment complex. It's gotten to the point where I don't feel safe anywhere. I've started crashing at Emily's place just to avoid being alone, but I know that's not a long-term solution. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder, and I hate it. I hate that he still has this kind of power over me. The worst part is, I can't shake the feeling that something's coming. Like, this weird silence is just the calm before the storm. My gut is screaming at me that this isn't over yet, not by a long shot. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I wish I could say this is the final update, that I've moved on and everything's fine now. But honestly, I'm not sure what's going to happen next. All I know is that I'm not going back to him, no matter what. I refuse to let him drag me back into that nightmare. But with the way things are going, I'm starting to wonder if I'll ever truly be free of him. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. Relevant comments commenter. Oh my god, OP, this is getting scary. Please stay safe and maybe consider moving or getting some kind of security system. OP, I've been thinking about moving, but it's such a huge hassle and honestly, I don't want to feel like I'm being chased out of my own life, you know? But yeah, a security system is definitely on the list. Commenter, that soon, text gave me chills. Do you have any male friends or family who could stay with you for a while? It might deter him from showing up. OP, I've been staying at Emily's, but I'm considering asking my brother to come stay with me for a bit. It just feels so ridiculous that it's come to this, but I know it's better to be safe than sorry. Commenter, you're not overreacting at all. This guy is dangerous, and the fact that he's getting his friends involved makes it even worse. Please take care of yourself, and don't hesitate to call the police if you see him again. OP, thank you. I'm definitely keeping a close eye on everything. It just sucks that it's come to this, but I'll do whatever I have to. Update 4. Hey everyone. I'm back and honestly, I didn't think I'd be writing this update so soon. Things have escalated in a way I couldn't have predicted, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that's happened. So, remember how I said I had that gut feeling something was coming? Well, I wasn't wrong. A couple of days after my last update, I was at Emily's place, trying to relax after work. We were watching a movie, and for the first time in a while, I felt somewhat normal again. That's when my phone started buzzing nonstop. I checked it, and my heart dropped. It was notifications from my security camera app, the one I installed after the whole grocery store incident. Someone was at my apartment. I opened the app, and sure enough, there he was. My ex, standing outside my door, just staring at it. He wasn't knocking or trying to get in, just standing there like a statue. It was beyond creepy. I showed Emily, and we both agreed that I needed to call the cops immediately. As I was on the phone with the police, the notifications kept coming. He wasn't just standing there anymore, he was pacing back and forth, muttering to himself. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but he seemed agitated, like he was arguing with himself or something. It was like watching someone unravel in real time, and I couldn't shake the feeling that he was just seconds away from doing something crazy. The police arrived about 15 minutes later, which felt like an eternity. By the time they got there, he was gone. They checked the area but didn't find him. The officers were nice enough, but they basically told me there wasn't much they could do since he didn't actually break in or threaten me directly. They advised me to file another restraining order and let them know if he showed up again. Helpful, right? At this point, I was exhausted and frustrated. It felt like no matter what I did, he always found a way to get to me, but I wasn't ready for what came next. The very next day, I got a call from my landlord. Apparently, someone had vandalized my apartment door overnight. When I got there, I saw that someone, probably him, had spray painted the word liar in huge red letters across the door. It was jarring, to say the least. I felt violated, like he had found a way to attack me even when he couldn't get inside. I filed another police report, but again, there wasn't much they could do without concrete evidence that it was him. I was so angry and scared that I decided enough was enough. I was moving. I couldn't keep living like this, constantly looking over my shoulder, wondering what he'd do next. Emily and I spent the next couple of days looking at apartments, and I finally found one across town that seemed perfect. I didn't tell anyone where I was moving, except for Emily and my brother. I didn't even update my social media or give my new address to mutual friends. I just wanted to disappear, at least for a while. On moving day, everything went smoothly. My brother helped me pack up my things, and within a few hours, I was in my new place, trying to breathe a sigh of relief. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could finally start over. But that night, I got one last message. It was from another unknown number, and it simply said, "I know where you are." I freaked out. I showed it to Emily, and she was just as shocked as I was. I had done everything right. I hadn't told anyone where I moved. I hadn't posted anything online, so how did he know? I didn't sleep at all that night, just kept replaying every interaction in my head, wondering if I missed something. The next day, I decided to confront him in a way that felt safer through a text message. I unblocked his number for just long enough to send him a message. I wrote, "I don't know how you found out where I am, but this is the last time you'll hear from me. If you come near me or contact me again, I will go to the police, and I will make sure they finally take this seriously. This is your final warning." Then I blocked him again. I felt a little better after sending it, but I was still on edge. I didn't know if it would be enough to scare him off, or if it would just provoke him further. It's been a few days now, and I haven't heard anything from him. No more texts, no random sightings, nothing. Part of me is relieved, but the other part is still waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's hard to let my guard down when it feels like he could show up at any moment. I'm trying to focus on rebuilding my life in this new place, but every little noise outside my door makes me jump. I've got all the locks and security measures in place, and Emily checks in on me regularly. My brother even offered to stay with me for a few days, just in case. But the silence is unnerving. I can't tell if it means he's finally giving up, or if he's just planning his next move. All I know is that I'm not letting him drag me back into that nightmare. I'm done living in fear, and I'm done letting him control my life. Still, I can't shake the feeling that this isn't over. That text, "I know where you are," keeps replaying in my head, and I wonder if it's just a matter of time before he tries something again.